Welcome to Bread Making with Doug. Today we're going to make a sandwich rye that I've made and I really enjoy. Let's walk you through it. There are a lot of ingredients for it, but it really works out well. I'll put the quantities on the page with the rest of the recipe, but for now, let's see what we've got. We have some all-purpose flour. It could be bread flour. You're going to do unbleached. I like the King Arthur. To that, let's add our dry ingredients. We have some rye flour. Sometimes that's tough to find. We're going to add rye flour to our all-purpose white. We have some sugar that we're going to add. We have some potato flakes that we're going to add. This is not a sourdough like I usually make, so this has yeast in it, so we're going to add yeast. Salt. We have a bunch of flavorings here, seeds. This one is going to be mustard seed. Yes, my dog is in the background. This is dill seed. We have caraway seed. And now we need some liquid ingredients. We have some oil. Water. And the water has a variable amount depending on conditions, whether you're in a very dry or very humid environment. And then this is your pickle juice, dill pickle juice. Okay, all of those are mixed together. And then we're going to put them in our stand mixer because that does a better job of kneading with the dough hook than to try and knead it by hand. This has a need to have really good blending. So give me a moment and I'll put it in the stand mixer. I'll show you how that works. And once we form up this dough, we're going to put it in a bowl that has been greased and is ready to go. And we're going to then have that rise in a warm environment, covered for about 1.5 to 2 hours. We want it to just sort of start to get puffy. Okay, I'll be back with you, but we're going to put this in the stand mixer with the dough hook. Okay, I think we've got enough kneading. So we are going to take this out, put it in a bowl, sticky. I'm just going to give it a little shaping, tucking, kind of rolling and tucking it under. Okay, put it in the bowl. It's been greased. You could roll it around once to grease the top. I think it should be all right. And then we have a lid. We're going to put that in the oven where I have it on bread proof at about 95 degrees for about 1 hour to 2 hours, depending on the rise. Now, just kind of remember what it's looking like now. When it starts to puff up, it'll spread and rise a little bit. Okay, be back with you later. Okay, we have taken our bread out of the oven where it was doing its bulk proofing, and we're going to shape our loaf This got a little further ahead than I expected in just an hour and a half. All right, we're going to tip this out. We're going to try to shape it into a log. But I usually like to do the envelope fold, which is folding the sides over and then up. Okay, this is looking pretty good. We have some, about an 8.5 inch pan. I'm going to put it in that I've already greased. That looks pretty good. We'll try to flatten it down a bit. Okay, that's good. We want to kind of cover it with some plastic wrap or aluminum foil. They suggest plastic wrap greased on one side so that it doesn't stick. We'll try that. Since I was working on 2 loaves at the same time, I've got this one. This was actually the one that we put in on the video. It didn't rise quite as much yet, but that's okay. I was behind by about 15 or 20 minutes. Now, if things get too sticky for you, a bench knife is always handy. But these appear not to be too sticky. As I said, I like to do, and they recommend a lot of times doing an envelope fold. You want to roll this one out just a little bit so it fits the pan. Tuck those ends under. This is some of the best dough I've had. I really like this. Okay. All right. We're going to put these back in a warm area to rise, I believe, for another hour or so. They're going to puff up, and actually they should look more like your typical rounded loaf, almost going over the sides of the pan. So right now they're not, but when they come up and over, we'll be able to bake them. Okay, we'll be back to you when that has happened. As you can see, we've taken these out of the oven. This actually only took about 40 to 45 minutes to get this additional rise out of them. I'm now preheating the oven to 350. They'll bake for 20 minutes. Then we'll put a tent of aluminum foil over them and bake for another 20 minutes. And they should be just perfect. To give the steam a place to escape, I've taken my lamé and I've just done a slice across the top. A lamé is just a razor blade across the top of the dough to help it expand there rather than to expand somewhere out on the side. Okay, we're going to take a look, see how we're doing. I think we need to put some foil on these. Just to keep the top. Okay, we've taken them out. We have 2 good looking loaves, but you'll notice the one on the right, which was the one that had risen quite a bit more than the other, may be suffering from a little overproofing. It looks like it kind of fell a little bit. Let's see if we can get a temperature read. We want to be 190. All right, we're good. Okay, we're going to let these sit for a little while to cool. After about 5 or 10 minutes, we can pop them out. But you don't want to take them out of the pan right away because they're both cooking a little bit, and you don't want to let all the steam out and dry out your loaf. Okay, that's our video about sandwich rye. This is a King Arthur baking recipe that has turned out very well for me. And I hope it does the same for you.